Hey, here I am, yeah, back at Allwell's, but what bike am I riding today? Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, absolutely marvellous. Let's get the ignition on, yeah, brrr, ding, bing, and then we're off. It's got a triangle on because it is overdue, it's service, yeah, but let's get going. I have ridden this before when it first came out, but that is quite some time ago now, and I didn't actually go very far and it wasn't running. So what I'll do is I've got to go and get some petrol. As you can see, there's no petrol in it. And I will bring you back at the walk round when I'll know more about the bike and we can have a chin wag then, yeah. Well, here it is, the Himalayan 450, absolutely wonderful. This is the second time I've ridden it. The first time was when it first came out, and when it first came out I may have done it a bit of an injustice. The bike I rode, one, it was in Cambridgeshire, two, it was a very short ride, three, the bike wasn't running. It had literally done about 10 miles. Yeah, 10 miles. I found it a bit jerky in the gears and difficult. I had to slip the clutch to get it going a bit. My experience on this bike, which I've had for a decent amount of time, and I'm in Suffolk, in the beautiful Suffolk countryside, which you'll see when I get going, it's just lovely. And this is where it's made for. I can hear a motorbike coming. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, Harley Davidson. This is a bit of a cut through road as well to avoid the village, which is very small. So you might get a bit of traffic in the background. So anyway, back to the bike. What have I found today? Right, so let's start at the front. This upside down shower front forks, but absolutely perfect for the Suffolk back roads here. It can get a little bit out of shape on some of the really bad potholed bends that I've been over, but nothing too frightening. It just keeps going. It keeps going round, as a lot of bikes do. The Byberry single disc brake on the front helps you stop. Single on the back as well. And of course the engine with 40 brake horsepower and 40 newton meters of torque has everything just set up right for these back roads. 60 miles an hour, absolute breeze, whizzes up there, and on the dual carriageway 70, 75 all day long, no trouble at all. The tiny little exhaust makes a nice little poppy sound. The engine reminds me just of the 411. It chatters away a bit like a tractor, even though it's got all that lagging around it for the water cooling, which has another bonus. The service intervals on the air-cooled Royal Enfields has not been very good. If you do a lot of miles, a lot of people were quite happy with it. With the liquid cooling, you get a better service interval. The engine's not getting as hot, is it? Of course, it's more difficult to service yourself if you do things at home. What else we got? We've got this screen. I'm not sure. I think it's purely just a cosmetic thing. Maybe to help protect the clock from some of the worst of the weather. On the clock is, you know, it's very digital. It's got the navigation in and all that lot, connectivity, which is really handy if you are out adventuring. Traction control, ABS, switchable, changeable, you know the score. 6-speed gearbox. You've obviously got your gear indicators as well on the clock, and my favourite, the roundy dials that you push. I just love that. I think that's brilliant. You've got a little joystick just here for navigating the clock, which is pretty simple, up and down, selecting, you know, drop down menus. They've retained the crash bars so you can strap stuff to it. You can put your panniers on it, your top box on it, but of course all that's going to add weight to it. It's 196 kilos with everything in it, the oil, fuel, water, or coolant, should I say, and that's not too bad compared to the much bigger bikes. Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable. By the time you've put your top box on and your panniers and you've got a Mrs. Tame on the back, then the weight of it's sort of negligible anyway, because you know, you've just added another, I don't know, whatever Mrs. Tame weighs, plus your panniers and whatever you've got in them. So the weight thing, it's easily manageable. The seat height, 825, accessible for a lot of people, most people I would say, and if you're taller you can lift it up to 845. Yeah, you just take the seats up and it's just the bar affair that Triumph have. Lots of bikes have it. The wheels, tubeless, spoked but tubeless on this one. Initially when they first came out, I don't know if you remember, some of them were tubed and they went into the middle, but I think they decided to bring them all out, but I don't know, you'd have to check that. So if you're buying one, especially second hand, you need to check what spokes you've got on. If they go to the middle, they're going to be tubed. If they go to the outside, they're going to be tubeless. Yeah, that Diddy exhaust as well. The sound, absolutely fine. I think we've just about covered everything. The mirrors, the clutch is dead light, everything is just straightforward, and it's got a metal brake reservoir. So I think with that, oh, and of course it's got a centre stand. Yeah, how could I forget that? I think with that, we need to get back on and ride it and do the senses test. Yeah. Right, here I am, back on board, ignition on. Let's get that down there. There we go, and we're off. Yeah, let's get off this field. There we go, and we're off. And just so as you know, we're in April in Suffolk and it's 24 degrees. Yeah, 24 degrees. Absolutely belting weather we've had for weeks, not just days. It is forecast to break tonight, but whether it will or not, I don't know. So, I'll have that open a little bit. Yeah, a cracking good bike that I did a disservice to the first time I rode it. And having ridden the Gorilla, which of course has the same engine, I prefer it. I prefer that engine in this. It just seems to suit it better. I know that everyone raves about about the Gorilla, and Andy at Orwell's absolutely loves it, and so do most of the mechanics and stuff. I need to take it out again because, well, it's alright, don't get me wrong, but if I had the choice between the Himalayan and the Gorilla, I think it'd be the Himalayan all day long. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the senses. Oh, someone's tied the knot. Wonderful. Yeah, let's get on with the senses test. And straight out there with taste. What would this taste of? Well, I think this could be something off the barbecue. Yeah, something I really like, as you know, is a hot dog. Yeah, a barbecued hot dog with maybe a bit of mustard, maybe a bit of chilli as well, and some onions on top. Yeah. That's what I'd say. It would be absolutely gorgeous. And the one thing that happens isn't it, is you eat too many of them. You have one and you go back and you do another, and they just seem to improve the more burnt they become. Yeah. Anyway, it's got me thinking about that. The hot weather, it's got me thinking about barbecues. Then smells like a brand new bike. No leaks, nothing, doesn't smell of oil, petrol or water, it just smells of warm metal. Now, I don't really want to be stuck behind all these cars, but there you go. You can't have everything, can you? I've had a marvellous ride on it, pretty much car free, so I don't know where they've all come from. Then what does it look like? It sort of looks a little bit like the old Himalayan, but not very much. Not very much at all. It looks fairly generic and modern, and I'm not doing it a disservice with that. I don't mean it in a derogatory way. It looks very utilitarian, and I'm being pestered by flies. I better give you a wipe, hadn't I, just in case you've got some flies. It's not a look for everybody. Like I say, the screen, I don't know what it's doing. It's doing something, probably just causing turbulence, I don't know. But again, that's not derogatory. Most screens are the same. It's got lots of pull-up hills there. I mean, the thing with the Insta and the GoPro and the DJI is they tend to level out all these hills, so you've got no idea, and they straighten out the road so it never looks like we're going round a bend. But you'll have to take my word for it. It's got plenty of pull up hills, but you do have to be in the right gear. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what it looks like. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I find it perfectly acceptable. Then what? We've got the to touch and feel. Lots of nice shapes, big bars, things like that. I like that. Bit of a pain to clean around when you're polishing and stuff, but quite nice to do. I think the quality is pretty good now, isn't it? Royal Enfield, I think they've sorted it out on most things, and when you build into it the prices, that quality is even better, isn't it? Because quality's generally got to be linked to price, because if the manufacturer can spend more money on a bike, they'll lift the quality. Some manufacturers charge more than the quality. Enfield don't do that, that's for certain. Then the sound, well, like I said in the walkaround, it is just like the 411. It's got that, you know, single cylinder, 450 cc's or thereabouts. And it's got that tractorish sound, yeah, which is absolutely marvellous. The exhaust could be a bit more puffy, but if you're adventuring you don't really need it. I quite like it's got a bit of a throb to it, and I like that a lot. Onto the Sixth Sense. How does it make me feel? Well, interesting. You know, the first time I rode the bike, and this is why you lot shouldn't take any notice of me, the first time I rode it, I wasn't that enthralled with it, to be honest. I really wasn't. And now, I've got to be honest, I absolutely love it. I do, yeah. I think it's a cracking bike. So, here we are. It's probably a bit noisy for you. We're doing 63. The speed limit is 60, and it's very easy at 5,000 revs. It doesn't change much at 70 when you're on the oh, bump bump, bad pothole there, when you're on the dual carriageway. I could see myself having one of these. I really could. I think it'd be an ideal winter bike for me. Yeah, I know. What a turnaround, eh? And we're back into a 30. So what I'll do is, I'll bring you back when I get a bit closer to Orwell's. Yeah. Right, here I am, almost back at Orwell's. Thoroughly enjoyed my ride on it. Completely different feeling this time to the last time I rode it. A cracking good bike, yeah. It lets you know that you're riding. It's vibey, it's got all the character that the old 411 had. I'll go in this way. Sips at the fuel. Dead easy to manage in traffic and balance and what have you. It's just a cracking good bike. But let's get it here and see it for one last time. Yeah. Into neutral, side stand down. Of course it has got a centre stand as well, which always helps. Ignition off. Let's get round and have a little look. There you go. Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. Here at Orwell's. Absolutely marvellous.